Custom Underground.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Custom Underground Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, the chosen one, along with the Mad Reaper.
What's up, everybody?
Today on our show, we have two special guests.
Very special guests.
Our featured match for the week, we have Beyondo and Rockajabroni, and we will be talking to both of them. Great conversations. We think that you're going to enjoy hearing from them. This is one of the features that you, the fans, have asked for us to interview different people, and this is our key matchup, so we had to bring it to you, and we'll be doing another one next week.
Yeah, we got messages all week asking us to interview some of the customizers and even some that aren't a part of this podcast, so we're really excited. These are like two legends of the hobby right now, and we couldn't be more happy to have them with us here. And our interviews,
The Reaper Cup.
Our interviews will be plugging in here, and it'll be really cool. So, without
and I forgot to mention, our non-sponsor of the day is WrestleCrate, and the reason that's important is because you can get this Headlock Comics, Tales from the Road, and that reason that's important is because I'm in there
Patrick
as Styles Assassin. So,
very cool.
Well, in some episodes I will be in there, so that's our non-sponsor for today, but of course they could be if they just would call us.
And, we will be getting sponsors, especially next season. I think, we're really excited. This seems to be really positive feedback so far. And if you guys want to see us talk about something else, bring up another topic, please let us know. We have just as much fun making these as you guys do, hopefully listening to them. So, without further ado, here's our first interview. It's going to be throwing it back to Beyondo, the legend, coming out of retirement for this custom contest.
Beyondo!
Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Custom Ground Episode 3. The Custom Underground Episode 3. We are here live with Beyondo! And of course, your host, the chosen one, and the Mad Reaper.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, we're glad you can make it. We're really excited, especially for your matchup.
Well, of course.
Excellent. I love that enthusiasm.
Yes, I've already started on putting my piece together.
Awesome.
How many masked wrestlers have you done in the past?
In the past, ever? Jeez.
Or recently, or we saw your Ultimate Dragon. That's part of our matchup logo.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I've made a few of him. I've made some Hayabusa.
He's my favorite.
Yeah. I've made Psychosis.
Oh man.
Excellent.
All kinds, really.
We don't want to drop who you're working on for this tournament, do we? Is it a secret?
Well, I was gonna do the Mad Reaper. You.
Excellent.
That would be pretty sweet. I got my gold mask on for today, so.
Yeah, bring the gold for me.
We're excited. I mean, I was when the random generator came up with this, I was like, no way, this couldn't have been. This could be like a final matchup. I thought I was stoked. Yeah. So I'm excited because this was kind of like the old days in the old Wrestling Figs forum of those custom tournaments. So I was like, hey, I want to bring that back. Why aren't we doing that more again? So I'm excited.
Oh, you were around for those.
Yeah.
I was around for those too, yeah.
Yeah, I was Outlaw way back in the day, like 03, 04, when I was making like some Hayabusas and Raven. Like, they're crude to my work now, but
sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still miss that.
Yeah, that was fun. This should be hopefully even better.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So when you come up with a custom, is there a process that you go through?
Yeah, I guess first thing I usually try to figure out a head. That's probably the most important part.
That's true.
And then, piece together. It used to be, when I was a kid, I would do it. I would find the closest figure that I could and try to, because I didn't know how to take them apart and put different heads on different bodies. So I would take like a Shawn Michaels and turn it into a Chris Jericho because he also had long tights and the hair. And
I can totally relate.
Yeah, but now I take them all apart and put all the exact pieces I need, and then paint them, seal them, put them back together, and call it a day.
So I got this question, and I know you have the same struggles as I do. Like when making a masked wrestler, it's weird how much thought process goes into the underlying face. And I guess what features do you look for the most? Like me, it's typically like Prince Puma. I needed to have like Puma's like eyes. I need to have those like determined eyes. So like I ended up going with the Rock, like a Rock. The Mattel Rock hit scan that looks the least like the Rock ended up looking like perfect for Puma. Yeah. So I mean, what's your process? What do you look for, like facial feature wise, that makes a good masked wrestler?
Well, depending on what's showing, usually just the mouth and the eyes will show. So you got to get a good whatever expression they make with their mouth. You don't want somebody smiling if they're the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But with the eyes, I would try to get Asian eyes for an Asian wrestler, but that's pretty easy to just make them a little more, wide.
Yeah.
So I guess mostly the mouth, and then, I guess the head shape.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. There's a couple of them that have some weird heads, like Pentagon is one that I still can't, get flat enough sometimes. It's always tough.
Well, I think I've seen one of your Pentagons, and it looked pretty good. It looks, it has that flatness to the front.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I
thought that was good.
I just redid the head sculpt, so I'm really excited for that one to make these more realistic looking flaps. Because before I was just so determined to have those casts fill up down here that now I'm pretty confident in my silicone. I ended up switching brands, so I'm excited for my new head sculpts. But Pat,
enough about you. This isn't about you.
I know. I was gonna say, Pat, you had some questions. I don't want to get sidetracked. I could probably talk all day about customs here.
So how long have you been customizing?
It sounds weird to say it, but I guess 17 or 18 years on and off.
That's awesome.
I started when I was young, and my first custom was back with the Jack's bone crunching action guys.
Oh man.
I don't know if you had any of those.
Yeah.
That was my first one. I made the Jeff Jarrett. I actually put on the little designs on the tights and painted all of his boots silver and all those things.
Nice. Yeah.
So what was your first one?
I wanted to make I collected the WWF figures, but I was a big WCW fan. So I wanted to make a lot of them into WCW guys. And first one I decided to make was an NWO Macho Man.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
And so I started with a Bret Hart head because he already had the sunglasses.
Oh, that's true.
And I didn't have any kind of sculpting, so I just kind of painted his hair as a headband. But I made the mistake. Have you ever used enamel paint?
Oh yeah, that was one of the worst.
Oh man,
learned the hard
way. So I just went and got some. As this is paint, this will work, and I painted it up. I waited.
I still have a Deborah that hasn't dried.
It's not dried yet. Yeah, my Macho Man probably isn't. I waited 2 days, put him in front of a fan, and he just was not. He was sticky, and so that one's probably in the trash. But then I learned about acrylic paint.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite custom that you've made so far? If you had to pick one, what's your favorite?
Your children.
What'd you say there?
What was your favorite custom you've made so far?
It's a pretty easy choice for me, I guess. I made a glacier.
Oh wow, yeah.
I love that glacier.
Yeah,
that glacier is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, with the removable armor and all that.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun making that. That one actually almost got messed up because I used a new sealer, and he was sticky for about a week.
Oh, man.
I don't know why I keep saying he. Like the guys.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I'm the same way.
I wasn't painting the real life glacier. What's his name? Ray something.
Yeah.
Who just appeared in Ring of Honor.
Oh, really?
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
When
he
was
just made an
that?
appearance in Ring of Honor. Yeah.
Just now?
Yeah, just
like recently?
this last week.
Oh, wow.
Huh. Maybe I'll have to make a custom of that.
The old Glacier.
Excellent.
I don't know what he was wearing. But...
Yeah, was he
It was
wearing his
pretty
Glacier gear?
standard throwback uniform. So,
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
but you should make an updated Glacier. That would be awesome.
Make
If
them
you're
all
not
bold.
ready, I mean, you could be making one for all I know, because we don't know your secret figure. But
I don't know. I don't know if that would that count as a mask. Guess he kind of wears a mask.
That was
on his
weird. Yeah,
entrance.
we got that question earlier today. Pat did. And
yeah, we got the question: if they wear it on their entrance attire, is it actually acceptable? And we said as long as they make it of their entrance attire, then they could go ahead and make those figures. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
we didn't want to be too much of wet blankets. We were like, hey, at least this first round, let's be flexible.
we're trying to make it fun for everyone. Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
So, do you have any smack you want to talk about your opponent, or?
Yeah, I wasn't sure why we were doing this interview. I thought it was going to just be about that you were going to ask me what I was going to spend the 150 at ringside on when I win the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a great
I'd like to
question.
know that too.
Isn't that the? That's what I thought this whole interview was going to be. I already had a list. I was going to get. Actually, I think I'm going to get that Wolfpack Macho Man.
Oh yeah, that's
Nice.
a nice looking.
And
figure.
then maybe turn. I never liked the Wolfpack, so maybe turn him into a black and white.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Excellent.
What about Hollywood Hulk Hogan?
Hollywood. I got the Storm collectible one.
Yeah, what do you think of him?
I like it. That crotch piece is ridiculous.
Yeah, we
that's
talked about that in the earlier episode, as you know. So,
Yeah, I heard.
But the paint on the skin, I think, is really cool. I'd like it if they did that more with Mattel's, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm trying to do a conversion onto the DM Hulk Hogan
Oh yeah,
torso.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it. The head's it might be a little big, but I think it could look cool.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, the head is kind of big even for this body, but Hogan's kind of got a big head, so I think it'll work.
Sure.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Any other
Yeah,
questions you
Patrick.
had?
That's about it. We just wanted to get you on, get your thought process, see how things were going, learn a little bit more about you. We're really excited for this matchup this week. It is our featured matchup of the week, so good luck.
Yeah, we were really excited. Someone commented they're like, Beyondo's a huge get, so they're excited for that. And I think I'm really excited, and we both want to thank you for joining, because I think this season really depends on the quality of the customizers we get, and we're really proud that you're on here with us.
Out of retirement
Thank you.
for our contest. We appreciate that.
Oh, well, thank you for having me on. I'll come on whenever
Awesome.
after I win my first match.
Oh, yeah,
maybe
we
I'll
look
come on for the second one.
We look forward to it.
Welcome back, folks. That was Beyondo, the great legend, coming out of retirement for this very contest. We're happy to have him. It was very informative, and we're very appreciative of him coming on the show.
Yeah, he's so humble. He's just such a really cool dude as well. Like I gained a whole new level of respect for him just talking to him. It was really fun.
He's done some excellent customs. If you haven't checked out his page, message him, and we've posted some on our social media networks, so check him out. And up next, we're going to be talking to his opponent, Rockajabroni. So stay tuned. Next. Hello, we are here. This is The Chosen One, Mad Reaper, episode 3 of the Custom Underground. We are here with Rockajabroni.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for being on. We're really excited. We had your opponent on the other day, and we're really excited to see this matchup especially.
How much experience have you had with masked wrestlers customizing them?
Actually, I feel like a complete rookie in this, specifically this first round in this category. Besides that tiger mask that you guys showed, I think the only other one I did was the Prince Puma. Um, and I think that's about it. I mean, I did a AJ Styles in his Wrestle Kingdom 10 entrance attire.
Oh, nice, nice.
But that was pretty simple. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be an uphill battle against Beyondo for sure.
You use pipe cleaners for the fur on that tiger mask?
I actually used cotton balls.
That's pretty genius.
Yeah.
It looked really authentic.
That was
It looked
genius.
Yeah, I tried to. I was deciding between sculpting the fur or trying to add some realism to it. The only thing I could find was cotton balls. So, I mean, it looks okay to me, I guess.
I think
Great
it looks
secret.
great. I think it looks awesome, man. I mean, especially, yeah, I'm really excited. I think we were both talking about when the random generator came up with this match. This could be a final match. It's weird. I'm kind of disappointed that it's happening right away, but I'm also really excited for it, nonetheless.
I thought I was gonna get an easier first round, man. Good, killing me.
Blame randomgenerator.org.com. What was it?
I think it's random.org.
Okay, so what's your process when you come up with a custom?
Aside from the ones that I do for commission work, it's pretty much seeing these guys in their attires and seeing some cool like details in their attires and just trying to replicate it in the form of a figure. A lot of the times, I have to admit I might not know the wrestler or I haven't watched the wrestler per se, but just like their look and their design, it just inspires me to try to replicate it in figure form.
That's awesome.
I try to do guys that Mattel hasn't produced or won't produce in a long time, just so they have something out there that collectors can maybe purchase and add to their collection that's pretty unique. So once I decide on what custom I want to make, a lot of the time upfront goes for finding reference pictures, and for me that's the hardest part, especially with guys with like tattoo sleeves.
Yeah.
And it just really annoys me that if I can't find like 360 angles of all their tattoos, all the designs, I just hate like trying to, I guess, try to do my
Improvise.
own tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a stickler for like accuracy.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess.
That's good. That makes a good customizer, I think.
yeah, no, I think I absolutely love your Puma. I love the real fur. I was really,
Yeah, I went with the real fur there too.
I know, I'm really like, man, I should do one with real fur. I really like your head sculpt too. I think it's cool having Puma with the screaming sculpt since, I mean, Ricochet shows so much emotion as Puma that he's definitely like my favorite gimmick, I guess, if you want to call him that.
Oh, definitely.
Along those same lines, though, we did have a question that do you prefer decals or no decals, and why?
I mean, I'm a no decal guy, just personally. Just for me, I guess my passion is like art, drawing, painting, like physical. I guess just putting pen on paper.
Yeah.
And plus, I guess I haven't really delved into the process of doing decals. I mean, honestly, I have nothing against it. A lot of guys who use decals, they do amazing work, especially yourself, Mad Reaper.
Thank you.
And it looks factory, 100% factory, and it looks nice. And I'm jealous because it takes me so long to do these things, and it doesn't even look half as good as what you guys think to do.
I disagree.
Your work looks
I think your Puma looks amazing. I mean, if I could, really, to be honest, the only reason I use decals as frequently as I do is because I'm doing such a large number. Like I'm doing 3 or 4 figures at a time. But I think your Puma looks amazing. Like, I'm like, we should take Team of Puma. I could send you it. You could do the tattoos. I can come back and finish it off.
That'd be awesome, man. I'd be down for that.
No, I mean, I think your work on your Puma especially, I was oogling at, man. It's amazing.
Thanks, man.
So how long have you been customizing?
I started back in the Jack's Pacific days. Back then, I was terrible. I pretty much did all the customizing sins. I had the liquid whiteout, electrical tape,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sharpie. And I was just young. That's why I couldn't afford all these paints and other materials. So I just had to use what I had. Um, and then I kind of stopped for a while until Mattel um, got the line for WWE. And I just loved their line because it was so much more realistic than what Jack's ever produced.
Yeah.
And at first, I wasn't customizing. I was just purely a collector. And then I think collecting kind of got a bit stale for me. And I needed something to just kind of reignite that passion to collect again. And that's when customizing came in. And I did it slowly and slowly, and then it just took off from there. And I just enjoy it so much. It's just a time where I can just get away and I can spend hours customizing, and I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Exactly. You look up and then suddenly it's midnight and you're like, where'd all
Exactly.
the time go?
Like, oops, I should probably eat or sleep or something.
Exactly. So what was your first custom?
Um, let's skip over the Jack's days. My first custom for Mattel was probably the, I think it was the RVD that I recently posted as like a throwback.
The
Um,
tiger one or the red one?
I think it was the Tiger one. That was one of my
Oh man,
first ones.
that
I
one was
forget
sweet.
which one was my first one,
Yeah, I
like
like
my
that one.
first one, but that was one of my first ones.
Excellent. So do you have any smack to talk to your opponent or?
Oh, so I guess we're about to go McGregor Mayweather up in here.
Yeah, speaking of
Exactly.
which, did you watch the fight?
I watched highlights. I was at a wedding,
Oh,
so
okay,
I didn't get
nice.
to see it. But no, to be honest, I can't talk smack. He was one of the guys that I like idolized back when I was
Oh
roaming
man,
the
that's awesome.
wrestling pigs forums. Um, and I can't talk smack. I have too much respect for the guy.
We actually
Um,
talked about
I,
that earlier. The
yeah.
the wrestling figs forums, and he didn't talk any smack either. So
That's good. A lot of respect for each other. That's good. So what would you buy with your ringside collectible card should you win this tournament?
I actually took a look at the site earlier. I'll probably take a look at their exclusives. I haven't actually ordered figures off of Ringside in a while, just because it's a little pricier, and I'm okay to wait until it
yeah,
hits retail. But yeah, they had that new Jericho Undisputed. I guess that's like one of their exclusives, right? That's coming out.
yeah, with
Oh, the list of
the blue,
Jericho?
yeah, no, the blue one, the like
Oh, the blue one.
With the
2003.
undisputed titles, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I think, yeah, if I do win, I'll probably pick that one up for
that's a
sure.
cool figure.
That's an absolutely great figure. So you were talking earlier when we were chatting back and forth about your first round figure that you're working on and how you had to go to Plan B.
Yeah, so when I first entered the tournament, I was talking to Mad Reaper, and I was just asking about how the categories are, or how the rounds are set up and formatted. And he said, yeah, each round's gonna have a specific category, like mass wrestler, ECW or whatever. So I kind of knew that one would be a mass wrestler, just because
It's
you're
us.
wearing a mask, so
Yeah.
it's yeah. So I had already one in mind, and I was already gathering my reference pictures, gathering my parts before even the rounds or the matchups were determined. My first plan A was actually Bushi from
Oh man.
Japan,
Yeah.
and so I actually started it. I started sculpting the mask, and then I just realized, like, you know what, this is not going to get me past the first round. I need
Oh man.
something like a little more challenging, just a little more out there, a little more detail. Um, so I wanted to utilize my strengths, um, and I think one of them is doing tattoos.
Yeah.
I looked at Pentagon Junior, uh, but I I was gonna do it, but I honestly, just the way I am in customizing and how slow I am, I didn't think I was gonna do it in time. So I decided to go with Grand Metallic for my first round custom.
Oh
But we
man.
gave you 3 whole extra
I
days.
know, I know.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's awesome.
metallic should be a really great custom. Mascara Dorada? Is that his real name? Anyway, he's wrestling under the WWE now on the Cruiserweight Classic and on Raw and 205.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be
That should
awesome.
be a great
I'm
custom.
excited.
Can't wait to see it.
So I actually I started sculpting earlier today, so I'll have some whips up for you guys for possibly your next
Awesome.
podcast.
Yeah, awesome.
Love to hear that. Well, it was great chatting with you. We wanted to have you on here for our key matchup of the week. You guys are going at it. I mean, like we said, this could be a finals, and we're seeing it in the first round. You know, that's the way it goes in the random.org generators. But thank you for coming on, and it was really nice talking to you.
Yeah, we appreciate having you on here. And I mean, what I told Beyondo too is like we're both really excited and thankful that you agreed to be a part of this, because I think that we really wanted to make sure this first one had just tremendous talent and really blew everything out of the water, because you know, we love this hobby and we really want to try to elevate it to the next level. So thank you for being a part of this. We can't wait.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. It's my pleasure. Honestly, I've been waiting for a custom tournament ever since like I was on Wrestling Figs.
Oh man,
So,
that's what I was
such-
talking to Beyondo about earlier too. The old
Yeah.
Wrestling Figs days.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you guys for hosting this, man. This is
Oh
awesome.
man, no, thank you. This is fun. We wanted some competition and we wanted some excitement, so we're looking forward to it.
And we got the best, yourself included.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I'll talk to you later. Thank you. We're looking forward to your work in progress.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys have a good night.
See you. You too.
You too. Welcome back. We are rounding out this show, but we have some things we want to talk about.
Absolutely.
First of all, I don't know how many of you are arena football fans, but congratulations to my Philadelphia Soul, who won back-to-back Arena Bowls. Their quarterback, Dan Rodenbaugh, played 3.5 quarters with a torn ACL. If that's not amazing,
Wow.
I don't know what is.
Well, it's like John Cena fighting with a torn tricep.
Yes, there are some amazing athletes out there. So I wanted to get your thoughts on the Sexy Star putting an armbar on Rosemary.
Rosemary. Yeah, let's talk about that. What's your opinion on that? Do you think it's real? You've seen the I know you've seen the video, but let's see if we can't pull it up here, because it'd be really cool to show.
Well, I certainly think there are people out there like Taya who, due to her situation with AAA wrestling, are going to hate on her. So I think there are some of those. I think a lot of people are pouring out legitimate concern, but I'm not so sure it's all real. I mean, what a better way to get people talking about the promotion than to have some kind of drama like this just suddenly appear. And
I mean, yeah, the first thing was that it was very cool that it was available on Twitch. I'm looking forward to streaming the replay of it. I was watching the McGregor fight, which we can talk about this afterwards. But yeah, here, let me see. I'm trying to pull up the video here, and I think here we go. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Boom, and start, and blow up. And audio,
right,
and here we go.
No alcanzará Jesús para la rendición. Vamos a ver si puede ser, la tiene para rendir, la tiene, sí. Señoras y señores, refrendando su jerarquía. La 3 veces reina de reinas, 795 días en posesión, y los que va a ir sumando. Se vio claramente el odio entre Shani y Sexy Star, el odio entre Jaco y Sexy, el odio entre Rosemary y la regia boxeadora y campeona.
There we go. That is the footage in question.
Not great quality, but it
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look anything like anything else I wouldn't see on Global Force Wrestling, Lucha Underground, or WWE. I mean, it looked like there was some twerking or some force behind it, but it looked like it was legitimate, like it normally is. It didn't look like anything spectacular.
So you're saying you think it's a
rise that everyone says she was crying out in real pain. I didn't hear a lot of that. I heard a little bit in the beginning, but that was it.
Yeah, I totally think it's a work. I mean, I don't know. I think that I've watched a lot of MMA fan. I'm a big MMA guy, and I mean, Sexy Star didn't even raise her hips on this. If you look at like the Ronda Rousey or Misha Tate, the earlier fight when Ronda actually did extend Misha's arm, you see that, and this was nothing close here. I mean, here, let's go back to the screen. I think you could even look at a specific part of it here and see when she is not even not twerking, twerking it. Watch when the angle goes. I mean, her hips aren't up right now, and as it switches
flat.
over here, like right here, like moving your chest up and down does not cause any more torque on, the armbar is so effective because you can raise up your pelvis and put pressure on the elbow inward and therefore put strain on it. Sexy Star's not even applying that properly, and I think she knows how to. I think this is just really keeping kayfabe alive. I think Sexy Star's got a lot of heat. First of all, we can't deny that. I just don't see this being legit.
For those who don't know, supposedly retired, was going to go into boxing. Then AAA brought her back, asked not even Taya, but asked John Morrison for her belt so they could take some pictures of it. Then they kept it and stripped Taya of the belt and made Sexy Star through a tournament the champion. So there is a lot of controversy surrounding that. Vampiro, Sexy Star, everyone there. And of course, John Morrison, Taya supposedly done. John Morrison is now Johnny Impact.
Johnny Impact. I mean, yeah, I can't stop watching this and looking at it. I mean, Rosemary's not really even trying to legitimately get out where, I mean, she could roll towards Sexy Star, because if that was the case, I mean, she would be doing that a lot earlier, if the torque was there. Wow. My opinion is it's
wrestlers that they really wanted to could break another wrestler's bone at any point. You hear the stories of the Stu Hart dungeon where they actually did apply pressure and hurt each other and do things like that as part of the training. I think that can be done. It didn't appear to be done here. That's not to say it wasn't, but from
let's clarify that. As far as professional wrestling goes, if you're trusting your partner, your opponent to take care of your body, and if that was the case and she really did that, that would be such a lack of a better word, that'd be a big douche move. I don't know, that'd be awful. Like we would not condone that whatsoever. I mean, not saying that we would, but like that would be really shitty, and I think that Sexy Star wouldn't deserve to work. That being said, I think this has got to, we got to tread a fine line here before we go and ruin someone's reputation, I think. I mean.
Well, that, and look at how many people are talking about the promotion now.
That's true. I mean, that's true. There's no such thing as bad press.
Speaking of bad press, Sasha Banks is getting bad press for not shaking hands with fans. There's pictures of her online. No, not pictures, but video of her getting off the tour bus and just walking to her hotel. Her husband, wasn't that also involved?
Yeah, there was a hotel incident where I guess some guy came up and told her husband that his wife is a bitch or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But
they had to be separated, and now he's been seen running into the hotel trying to avoid everyone. And I mean, if you're a heel, you can get away with that. And I don't think, certain heels should be talking to the public, just because it sort of kills
character.
But yeah, but at the same time, it seems like she's just not a people person. So,
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, how many of us idolize the wrestler because we think they're a really cool person in real life, or do we just like their talents? I mean, I'm a guy that likes the talent, you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of egos in not only this sport, but like MMA as well. And one of the things is, I mean, you're dealing with a competitive individual. They don't need to be a people person, and you don't need to like them. You just need to want to pay to see them fight. And that's really all it comes down to. And I mean, Sasha's a damn good wrestler. I mean, I would not take anything away from her. She's, I think, one of the best females working, and especially in WWE. But as far as I'm concerned, I think people are blowing this out of proportion. And I think if that was my wife and someone came and talked shit to me about it,
Oh, definitely.
I would
There's
go
no
off
doubt
too.
about that. I would have traded some blows. Also in the doghouse, we have Enzo. For those who don't know, Enzo was already in the doghouse for things that he said on the bus, disrespecting the business. Roman Reigns kicked him off the bus. Then a story comes out where he's at a strip club with a stripper, and she's come on saying that he spent all night talking about how great he was and how much money he had, and yet spent none on her. And this went on till like 2 a.m. and finally she gave up on him. Then he went to the fight, which
Yep.
he then posted online that he spent 10 grand to get to, and was taking pictures online with all these different celebrities, which of course put him in further in the doghouse. And it just seems he can't do anything right. Everything he does just makes the situation worse. He needs to sit home and not do anything, stay off social media, and try to appease. He's also taken a lot of people backstage, I guess, who have disrespected the business.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. That sounds pretty douchey as far as bringing randoms backstage. But I think the rest of it, I think Enzo's a good mouthpiece, and I think he's got a lot more star power than a lot of the charisma-less WWE.
Vince McMahon says he's got a good mouth. His wrestling skills are in question.
Yeah, very little wrestling talent, I think. But
and if he's constantly making bad headlines, that's not good for WWE.
No.
Also, making bad headlines is Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin.
Apparently went on Twitter and took and had some words with Dave Meltzer, I believe, and then he ended up blocking several WWE people, several corporate
figures.
Yeah, authority figures, and for that reason, of course, he lost the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I guess he had some words with John Cena too. I mean, John Cena, I think, had something to do with
John
that.
Cena said that he was not ready to take the spot yet, and that led Vince McMahon also to believe that he should lose the case. So let's bring up something happy.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Let's bring up the Connor fight, because that was something amazing in my opinion. Yes, he lost the bout, but to go 10 rounds, to land some punches that others haven't been able to land against Mayweather, I think it was an amazing feat, and I have a new respect for him. And a lot of people are saying this is shamble and it's horrible for the business, but you know what? More people have been talking about this fight and boxing than have probably in the past 5 or 10 years. So I think it was a good thing. I'm amazed at the fact of what he did, and had he been able to keep up his hands to protect his face a little, it would have gone longer than 10 rounds, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm super impressed by what he did as well. I mean, I'm a big Connor fan. For those who don't know, about me, I'm working on a custom figure of him, also a statue. So, I mean, I'm a big Connor fan. I used to actually intern at the UFC, so that was a lot of fun. I worked Connor's first event here, so I was excited to watch, one of my MMA guys. I'm kind of a anti-boxing guy now. I'm a big, old boxing fan, like Muhammad Ali. Got a Cassius Clay shirt. But, yeah, I agree with what Pat said, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of people talking about both sports, and you know what? I was watching one of those all access points, and when I worked there, I always kind of stressed, like, hey, why don't we take more cues from the WWE here? And this is like kind of during a rebound phase of trying to be less gory and underground. But Mayweather said, he's like, hey, I watched Hollywood Hulk Hogan. He reinvented himself, and that was where his transition from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather happened. And I thought that was really cool because, I mean, it shows my other love, pro wrestling, how many cues there are to take away from these characters. And business wise, WWE has more fans than a lot of these people. I mean, you got to think about, like, even lower ratings. We're still talking about 3.5, 4 million viewers. Like, think about that. Like, try to count that high. That's crazy. And
That will
so,
be our viewership very, very
yeah,
soon.
yeah, and yeah, I was really excited by the fight. I was really stoked. I wish Connor would have won. I lost a couple $100, but you know, that's what happens.
But it's amazing for any athlete to go to two sports. I mean, we look at what
Yeah,
happened to CM Punk trying to go to UFC. Obviously, that didn't turn out well.
yeah,
Now, rumors is that he's going to be going back to wrestling. You know, Tim Tebow tried football, didn't work out for him. Did make it so far in baseball. Seems to have really found a
yeah.
home, but it's really hard to go to two sports like that. And I have nothing but respect for him. And I think that it did get people talking about the business. It's good for wrestling. It's good for MMA. It's good for boxing,
Yeah,
in
I
my
think it's
opinion.
good for everything. I agree. And I mean, that being said, I heard a rumor that Ronda Rousey is supposedly training with Brian Kendrick. So I think
That is supposedly true.
it'll only be a little while till she ends up in the ring, which I think is where she probably belongs at. I'm a big Ronda fan as well. Uh, and I think seeing someone with legitimate badass skills in the ring would be really awesome. I mean, do we want to talk about Asuka, like, breaking her collarbone and relinquishing her title? Like, I think that's
Absolutely.
pretty
Is
sad.
she going to? I mean, it's going to be 6 to 8 months. I
Yeah.
heard. So but they are going to strip her of the title.
Yeah, she relinquished it, I guess. So I mean,
Okay,
at least it keeps her
that's
undefeated
amazing.
streak. You know, at least it keeps her streak alive, which I think is really cool. I would like to see her debut on the main roster with the streak intact. She's a great wrestler. I'm a big fan.
I think she is a great wrestler, but I think her leaving NXT is a good thing because there's a lot of girls in NXT who aren't getting the chances that
Yeah,
they need because she's got the streak, and of course, then they can't get to that next level because she's there. So I think it's a good thing for her
yeah,
if she goes to the main roster. I think it's a good thing for them. It's a really unfortunate situation, and I hope, of course, she gets better very soon.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, one last thing. Bobby Roode.
Bobby
Have you
Roode,
heard about his music? His theme music?
the glorious one? No, I haven't. What's the deal with it?
Yeah. It's too popular, and that is why Bobby Roode had to debut as a face. And when he turns heel, which is planned, he has to ditch the music.
Well, he's a great heel too. I think that would be awesome.
He's a good wrestler.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah,
I'm amazed at everything that he did in TNA. He reinvented himself many times over. He worked with my friend right here, Peyton Banks, Radiant
awesome.
Rain. So that was very cool. And I think he'll be very successful, but I just think it's funny that he has to ditch music. And apparently there's a lot of outcry about that because everyone loves his music. But, you know, is it the music or the man? And in this case, it's the man,
It's the
unlike
man.
Dango, where it was either the music or the man, and it turned out to be the music mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I think both him and AJ, like, they got a lot of years in their career left, and I mean, they're not even like very injury prone. So I mean, I think him showing up on the main roster was overdue, but I don't think it's too late either. I think he's gonna have a great run over there in SmackDown. I think.
He is going to have a very great run. That's about it from me. This is Chosen One. That's the Mad Reaper, and we've brought to you this episode, and it is our honor. So have a great night. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Check us out on social
Like,
media.
share,
And
and thank you guys that have been sharing everything. We're really excited. We love the enthusiasm. Have a awesome week 1, and we'll see you guys later.
one.